New evidence in the K Flock case revealed disturbing facts about his life inside of jail, as the courts showed a new video of K Flock sending out a message from jail.
I know what's going on, man. Flock, I know something, man. Like, me to the guys, man. Hey, yo, like, I'll be back real soon. Shout out to my fans and my supporters, man. I love all y'all, man. For all of you out there, violence, man. For me, and do what y'all supposed to do, man. For me, get through life correctly, bro. Like,
get money.
But this led to Flock being transferred to a cell block that's not nearly as nice. As reported, K Flock's team brought up issues about his current jail situation inside of court. Inmates were targeting the rapper for money, snacks, and commissary, which became an issue that left the rapper in several altercations, similar to how Charleston White reacted to Melly's jail situation, saying that rappers shouldn't be given special treatment.
The YMW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated when you done chose to play somebody.
K Flock's situation is a result of the crimes that he committed. Court files share that on December 23, 2021, New York rapper K Flock, otherwise known as Kevin Perez, was involved in a situation leading to the passing of a man named Oscar Hernandez. On this day, K Flock was walking down the street in New York City. As photos reveal, Flock is seen walking past a barbershop with two other individuals. K Flock was wearing a blue coat with a shiesty mask when Oscar walks out of the shop and notices Flock walking by. As we'd see Oscar scream at Flock asking, "What you looking at?" a small argument broke out on the sidewalk between them until Hernandez finally started walking away from K Flock. However, Flock was seen pulling out a firearm from his waistband and using it towards Oscar Hernandez. With Oscar injured, he tried running back to the barbershop for help and would unfortunately pass at the hospital from his injuries. All that was left at the scene were shell casings and Hernandez's slides that he was wearing. At first, no one knew who did the crime since Flock was wearing a mask. However, when the NYPD released this photo of the suspect, fans recognized him as K Flock and informed the authorities, because only hours before the incident, he flexed on Instagram the fit he had been wearing. With law enforcement putting out a warrant for Flock's arrest, he'd quickly hire one of the best lawyers in the game before turning himself in. Where we'd see Flock's lawyer release the statement, "Yesterday, I accompanied Kevin as he self-surrendered to detectives in the 30th precinct. Arrangements were immediately made with the NYPD once I learned he was wanted. As to the charges against him, we have begun our investigation into these allegations." But considering the district attorney's significant disclosure this morning, the NYPD received a tip saying someone else was the hitter. We demand the district attorney's office provide disclosure of the videos referenced in the complaint. We will address bail once we have had a chance to review the case and further investigate the disclosure. But once it was confirmed to be K Flock, his lawyer received the evidence in discovery for Flock's case, and he believes he was acting in self-defense.
When the guy hits the ground and is found, he's got a loaded that was in his pocket that his hand was on at the time. We consider that to be self-defense.
So he did take him in self-defense.
That's what the allegation is. I don't want to talk too much about the details of the case,
Okay.
but the government claims that he pulled but at the same time, the person that was ground had his hand on a illegal loaded, apparently about Kevin.
Okay. So without saying too much, you're arguing obviously self-defense. That's the crux of the case.
That could be one of the arguments, self-defense. And I would say to the public, somebody's walking up to you with a loaded, it's pretty clear is going to use it, with a criminal record a mile long. Do you want to get or do you not want to?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't hesitate to pull the...
However, the NYPD believes this incident was street-related based on K Flock's affiliation with a Bronx-based street team. K Flock has been heavily involved in street-related acts during his time in New York. Not to mention, with his rap career taking off, he became a big name in the streets and had tons of control over street scenarios, but was also the reason that he was a main target for other teams to retaliate against. However, we'd see one of K Flock's close friends, B Love, share his thoughts on Flock's arrest.
Okay, but so I saw some fans who were off at both me and academics after K Flock got locked up because just because I guess in our tone when we talked about it, it might have seemed like we were being a little too presumptuous. But is that weird for you? Because I'm sure you see people all the way from rappers to whoever acting like your boy is just done and he's cooked in this situation.
I ain't gonna lie, people especially people that don't even be knowing. Like, y'all don't even know what's going on, bro.
Yeah.
Due to those reasons, K Flock and his lawyers are convinced he was acting in self-defense. His lawyers were positive they could beat the case and that K Flock would have been released soon, which got rappers reacting to his case.
What's it like for you watching the K Flock thing happen? That's crazy. Next big artist coming out of New York.
I love Flock, so I like that. I like that. That's my guy.
Okay.
But you know, I'm wishing him the best right now, you know what I'm saying? And you know, for the alleged charges they pushing on him, you know what I'm saying? I'm wishing his family the best. I'm wishing the whole team the best and everything, you know what I'm saying? And I hope he beat them alleged charges, you know what I'm saying? Because he got a lot of future brightness. He got, and I hope, you know what I'm saying? Everything just wake all the young kids up. Like how fast it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That would be a sad story if that's the end of the
No, man, we ain't gonna think like that, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta stay positive.
But once his lawyers were building evidence to prove Flock acted in self-defense, new charges were announced with the report. Rapper K Flock was indicted by a federal grand jury for new racketeering conspiracy charges, also known as RICO charges, which had rappers react by stating, K Flock just caught a RICO, it's over. Even DJ Academic said, Feds just unsealed an indictment on K Flock for a RICO charge. The mandatory minimum if he doesn't beat the charges of snitches, life in prison. He's still facing state charges that have him locked up. This once again relates to how Boozy spoke about YNW Melly's case, saying, when the feds want you, they will keep you.
When they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted them bad when they waited for that law to get passed. They could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. I just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a fucking mistrial.
Yeah.
That made me like, God.
Yeah.
Like, after a mistrial, that doesn't happen, really.
Because K Flock should have been released by now, but we heard from his lawyers on the RICO charge. It announced, we're not surprised by federal charges as we fought Kevin's state charges for over a year. Considering the incident was a clear act of self-defense, it wasn't a strong charge. But with it being used as a basis for a penalty charge is extraordinary. On video, it's clear Kevin was about to be affected after trying to walk away from Oscar Hernandez. Only then did Kevin use an item to defend himself from the armed rival team member, who was reaching to pull out an item from their pocket. But the feds are trying all tactics to get evidence on K Flock. They've gone after his co-defendant asking for information. Academic shared. K Flock's co-defendant Sticky says they came to him to ask him to snitch on K Flock, and he told them, no, I'll see you in 30 years. He shared this Instagram photo of them in New York with the caption, did stuff at RL together, guess we gotta defend our freedom against these people together. It's all fun and games till the people come. They said, tell us about Kevin, help yourself. 30 years is a long time, and I responded, I guess I'll see you in 30 years. It's great that Sticky is staying loyal to K Flock. However, the concerning part is that 15 people are being targeted with the RICO charges, meaning someone is likely to snitch on him regardless of Sticky keeping quiet. Even in the YSL trial that had like 30 different defendants, almost half of them ended up snitching in that trial. It's unfortunate for K Flock because he's the only guy the feds want. Since he's the guy with the biggest public following, they want to make an example out of him. But while this has all been going on, we'd see photos reveal K Flock sneaking on FaceTime with a couple of friends from the free world. The good news he shared was that K Flock has all the commissary money he needs to get him whatever he wants. Although the photos of Flock make him look like he's been pretty upset and crying inside jail and not looking like the confident K Flock we're used to seeing, at least these photos give us a clear picture of how K Flock has been doing in jail and what's been happening with him on the inside.